Good morning, guys. Christina Maria, you got those emojis up quick. I literally just hit go live and it's like, bam, I love you, Christina. Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's doing well. I literally have not been up very long. I got up this morning, ran some quick errands, and I got my errands done, came home, and like I'm literally just coming to you guys. Like literally, if you saw the readings Jai and I did last night, I literally threw my shirt back on from last night. I'm not, so the reason I tell you guys that is the things I want to talk to you about this Wednesday morning. Yes, I did a little bit of time contemplating, but it's been on my mind for a while, and it came through dream wise. Kira and I, we touched on it briefly. Just a lot that we need to talk about as far as Wednesday wisdom. But first and foremost, a couple quick things. By the way, guys, if you haven't seen my blue sapphire ring, I love this ring. How beautiful is that? Is that not the most beautiful ring? I'm at a point in my life where I'm not waiting for somebody to give me something, whether it's love, a gift, appreciation, loyalty, giving myself those things. I'm giving those things to me. And I think it's so important that we all do that, right? Was it Gandhi? Who, I don't know if it was Buddha. It may have been I'm sorry, I can't think of who to attribute the quote to, so I feel bad when I can't properly attribute a quote to somebody. But the quote is, you may have, if you're someone who, reads, love quotes, things like that, you would probably have heard this. The quotation is, no one is more deserving of your love. No one in this universe is more deserving of your love and affection than you. And I believe that that resonates for me, and I believe that, like in my soul, I believe that if we're not giving ourselves love and affection and loyalty, certainly there's a problem there. We've got to work on that, and we certainly shouldn't expect anyone else to if we're not giving it to ourselves, right, guys? And it's not easy. It's so funny because we can say these things and talk about these things, but it's really not always easy to do that properly, right? It doesn't come so easy. At least it didn't for me, okay? Sorry, I keep saying first and foremost, and then I skip the first and foremost. First and foremost, again, I just want to reiterate. I feel I've got emails. I've got emails still right now, unopened and unresponded to from last week. So if you are waiting on a response to an email, a follow-up reading, an original reading, anything like that, thank you so much. Thank you for your patience at this time because it's all I've been able to do some of these live minis with Jai and stuff and come on at times. I'm catching up and I'm going to make a concerted effort today to get everything caught up. No excuses. It's just I'm tired. I'm going through a lot. There's things that are happening that are making it very difficult for me to do certain things. It's personal though. So yeah, I'm gonna get, if you're waiting on an email, anything like that, I got about half of my emails responded to Monday from the weekend and before, and a couple more yesterday, but not enough. I'm working on it, guys. I promised that I haven't forgotten anyone. And worst case, like, don't stress out about it. Worst case, we just refund you if time has been too long and you can't, whatever issue you were wanting guidance on, I wasn't able to give it to you. We'll just refund you. It's no big deal. So don't stress about that. But here's the deal. I'm going through a lot right now. I think a lot of us are, whether it's to do with I mean, it always is somewhat to do with astrology, the cosmos, right? But I woke up this morning really feeling a strong pull. Last night we were in the mini readings, we were talking to someone about a soulmate situation, someone that she was asking something about would they in the live, so it's not personal, it's something everyone saw about would this person be coming back to express their feelings finally, and that this person she'd been waiting a long time, and Jai's getting really good at using her gift of just cutting right to the heart of an issue, and she said, "Well, why have you been waiting years for this person? Why?" And that's so like such a truth of why, and I connected to this also. It's not about someone expressing what they feel for you. We can all wait for someone to do that, and maybe they never will. And I think part of what will block it happening is the waiting, right? The waiting and the energy that allows you to be in. But also more important than that is what that represents. It's actually not respecting ourselves when we're waiting for that. And I know that I have at times really encouraged myself and others to, like, if this is your twin soul, whatever, let's, hold space for this person, have compassion, and allow them to grow. Yes, all of those things I still believe in are true. However, hey, Nicole, however, the thing is, if it is at your expense and you're not respecting yourself by waiting on something, then that's just not okay. And by waiting for someone to come to you, it also is it could be blocking what's for you, right? The universe does not want you or me to be alone and unhappy. So in my journey, I do believe my best friend, who I've called my twin soul, I believe they're my twin soul. I have never experienced this level of telepathy and the dreams we've had together and a lot of things, and even the separations, the strangest triggers coming out of nowhere, interference from people we don't even know, very strange things, tapping into wounds that would cause us to separate. Very, very like clear messages about something to be. I don't know what you really call it though. Is it a twin soul journey? Well, that's the only thing that I can identify that matches all of the descriptions. I don't care what it's called, but I'm just saying, yeah, I believe that to be true. Now, having said that, will I chase that person? Absolutely not. I have before because I was like, I know what this is. Why are we having this dynamic, right? Will I run from the connection? No. I'm interested in the connection. I'm interested. This is what I do. I'm interested in finding out more about why we have these karmic people, these past lives, whatever. So would I run from the connection? No. Will I run from that person in the 3D at this point? Yep. Yep. I don't want, I'm not with that. Not because I don't love them and not because I don't feel all the things I felt before, but because now I'm recognizing, especially with the way other people who love me have responded to the things going on in my life. And then when I compare it to the way that person responded, it's not fair. If I were to sit and be a part of and engage in that connection in the 3D, I would be not respecting myself at this point in time. And I respect myself. I deserve respect. I love myself. And I demand it as well. If you're someone who gets butt hurt or gets your feelings hurt easily, I do too. We all do. Guess what? We're human. But I'm not going to engage in a relationship with anybody who can't be normal with me. If we can't have a normal relationship where we can joke with each other and everything is considered equal, then there's no point. If for whatever reason you engage with me and you see me as not on an equal playing field with you, whether you're superior and you think you're better than me, or you got some weird reason to think that I'm better than you and you're inferior to me, that's your issue, not mine. But it's not for me to engage in a relationship or try to engage in a relationship that's not equally yoked, where we can't have honest discussion. Because if I find myself not coming out and saying something to somebody that I observe for whatever reason, because I don't want to hurt their feelings or I don't want to cause drama or whatever, that means that I don't feel they can handle the truth or they, whatever. And so that means what? That means that we're not balanced in our relationship. So rather than being in any situation where you observe somebody's behavior or more than one person's behavior and you can see the hypocrisy or the manipulation, or it's even making you want to defend someone and you're seeing somebody else getting hurt, whatever the reason is, if you cannot communicate with people honestly, give them your truth and what you're seeing because for whatever reason you know it won't be received well, you probably need to disconnect from that relationship or those people. And so in the case of either a twin soul or whatever, if in any way engaging in that connection in the 3D is devaluing yourself, then you probably aren't at a point where you need to engage in the connection, right? So I've had this person, guys, who messaged pretty much, if you've been in my chats, you may have gotten an email from this person. She wants justice and she wants it now because I was not open to our quote unquote connection, which I don't feel the connection. She says we have a spiritual connection. She purchased a reading from me. I gave her a reading. She talked the whole time. It was a live reading. So really, I don't know, like it was a waste of money. I've heard she did that with other people too. Quite a waste of money, but whatever, that's her deal. What I want to say, guys, so this person doesn't feel the need to email anyone else, everything this person has said about me, all the bad stuff, it's all true. It's true. I'm an a-hole. I definitely misled this person and pretended to be interested in what they have to say. I thought I was being nice, I even, then I pushed them away. I showed them pictures of my twin soul and I in an effort to try and get it through her head, like, because just in case she was interested in me in some other way. And she doesn't like that. That really triggered her when I said that. So whatever, it doesn't matter. But the point is this: all the bad things this person says about me are true, and still this person needs to. Okay, so can we establish that it's true? Now just go on with yourself. Go get your life. Leave me alone now. It's all true. It's all true. Everything you have said about me is true. All the bad things, they're all true. Now can you go get your life and leave me alone? What more do I owe you in your mind? Because we've never met in person, right? We've never met in person. And I don't care that you think that I'm accusing you of something you didn't do. Everyone can see that you are the person who did that, and you know what I'm talking about. And even if you weren't the person who was harassing me and sending messages to my best friend and like making up stuff about me being a witch and stuff, like just crazy stuff, it doesn't matter, because what it really comes down to is, even if you were the most amazing person on the earth, I still want nothing to do with you. Do you get it? I want nothing to do with you. And it's not a reflection on you. It's me. It's me. And I have issues, and I don't want anything to do with you. Now that we've established that, now could you please move on? Stop messaging my loved ones, because they don't want anything to do with you either. These 5-page manifestos that you're sending to people, to Jai, to Water Baby, to Tonks Loopy, they don't want to hear it. They don't care. What makes you think that these people are interested in hearing about how you feel about me or how I've not been nice to you? They don't care. We've all got lives we're trying to live, and they don't take this as offense, but they don't involve you. I'm sure you have people wherever you are that you have a life with and a community. So go focus on that, I suggest. Why are you so butthurt about something that I in a few communications with you, didn't follow through with, or whatever? If it was a monetary thing, I could understand. We refund you, whatever. But this is like you're pretending to be your own sister and saying that you've killed her. This is weird stuff, hon. And it for a long time I was hoping we could like help you get this thing balanced out. But it's not. I'm not Jesus. I'm not anybody's savior. I do healing work, but I don't have the capacity or the patience for whatever your issues are, and it's not my problem or my fault. I'm not directly or indirectly responsible for your issues. So that's the addressing of that. That's my Wednesday wisdom that I'm sharing with you. And if you have any Wednesday wisdom to share, I think you could probably help a lot of people, but you've got to first get yourself on a track where you're not, so blame shifting and pulling a victim mentality. My life, a very, very precious relationship to me got really messed up, and it wasn't your fault, but you definitely had an indirect hand in it. But I'm not over here messaging everybody on the planet and like stomping my feet. I mean, you just let it go. Let it go. It feels so good to let go sometimes, right? So I suggest giving that the old college try, of letting go and moving on. Anyway, so that feels good. Sorry guys for those of you who have no idea what this is about, but I really needed to establish that yes, pretty much everything this person says in the rambling messages is true. It's true. Like I maybe misunderstood their intentions. I maybe my own insecurity is what caused me to point out the fact that I was gay and that I wasn't interested. Maybe whatever it was. And the point is, ultimately, I wasn't so kind to this person. I didn't behave like whatever, I guess, an angel or whatever the bar that this person has set for me. I didn't reach that bar or meet that. So it's my fault. I accept that 100%. Now, we've established that I'm a bad person and it's my fault. Where do we go from here? I would like to go in the direction of, you move on, you leave me alone, I never have to hear from you again. If you want to contact my friends, do it. They'll deal with you. But I'm not interested. Not interested. I don't hate you. I don't love you. I'm indifferent. The only thing that I want is for you to go. Just go on, okay? I'm not reading a sign, Stephanie. I'm discussing just a situation that I've been dealing with for a long time. And this energy of Lionsgate is about speaking up, right? And that person, I've been dealing, I don't want to call it a stalker situation, because it's more about somebody who's very disgruntled and blaming a lot of her issues on me. But even if it is my fault, and I'll take responsibility for not being so kind, you pretending to be your own sister and saying that your sister tried to commit suicide and all that stuff, that's not good. Like you can't try to you know like come correct with who you really are. Like we can all tell that that's you and not your sister, because it's you can tell by the way you write and the repetitive, ongoing the manifestos are very clear. I don't think your sister would be writing manifestos for you like that. She's really devoted if she is. Anyway, point being, yeah, whatever you feel is my fault, it's my fault. No, it's okay. It's my fault. This person, she's very angry with me, and she wants everyone to know it's my fault. I agree, it's my fault. Now, having established that, let's move on. You go do you. No bad feelings. I'm sorry that I didn't share an interest in our spiritual connection, as you called it. I'm sorry that I didn't share that I made you think that I was somewhat interested in hearing about it when I wasn't. I'm sorry that I accused you of sending off the wall messages under fake accounts to my subscribers and to my best friend to try and disrupt that relationship, even though you clearly are sending messages to everyone you can think of, at this point in time, pretending to be your sister. I'm sorry for everything that I have done. I release that karma, and I say, let's move on. Life is short, right? Life is short. Let's move on. Go get your life, girl. Go have a good life. Go have fun. I'm not that important in your life. Never was, actually. You've never even met me. Why do you care what I think? Why do you care if I think you're nuts? If I think you're not, if I don't think you're a light worker, if I think you're spiritually very, very off the wall, what does it matter what I think? I'm not your anything. I'm not your friend. I'm not your relative. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your spouse. I'm not anything to you. So move on. Move on. It feels so good to let go of things and move on. I promise. It does. It feels good. Feels really good, Christopher. So that's 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 all I can say about that, guys. If you receive a message from this person, it's up to you. You want to respond and engage with them? Ooh, I don't recommend it, but that's up to you. I did try to engage them again just recently because I really wanted to gather some evidence that this person was the person who has been messaging my subscribers and my best friend who at one time we called each other twin souls. I do believe we're twin souls. I don't know what his perspective is. It doesn't really matter what his perspective is, because just like with her, it's not about her journey is not mine, and my journey is not hers. My former best friend and twin soul journey is not mine, and mine is not his. Guys, everything comes back to you. And yes, we need to try and be kind. And I understand some of you may be thinking like, wow, Jason, you're being really harsh on this person who's clearly not well. Well, being clearly not well, being whatever, it doesn't make it okay to harass somebody. And just like she feels like it wasn't okay for me to be mean to her or unfair, which I don't really, care, she feels she needs to like go off and all this stuff, and that's making her feel better. It's making me feel better to come live and say, and I'm actually hoping this will diminish her need to email everybody, for me to just say, yes, all of the ranting messages about me, they're true. They're true. They're all true. Now what? My people who love me, who I love here, they're not going to disconnect from our connection on YouTube just because I wasn't so nice to you, right? And I think they're getting the picture. If they've read your messages, they get the full picture of this. So stop bothering them. Take responsibility for your own stuff. Please do that for yourself. It's not helping me or them. You've got to do that for yourself. You realize this life is short. You have an opportunity here to go get your heart's desires. And I don't know what your heart's desires are, but your heart's desires are not another person. Remember that. Your heart's desires are not another person. They may be the way another person makes you feel and to build something with another person, but it's not about another person ever. Now, the love may be with another person, but the heart's desire, go after your heart's desires. Life really is so short, guys. So instead of worrying about who wronged you yesterday and who didn't treat you fairly yesterday and whatever's wrong with you, focus on what's good and what you want more of in life. You don't want more conflict with some jerk like me, some American a-hole like me who likes to flap his gums and give people advice. You don't want a relationship with someone like me. And you, obviously, you don't want to be associated with people who do like me. Why would you want to be associated with the people in here who like me? They stand for my behavior. Why would you want anything to do with them? I wouldn't. So I suggest, just a soft suggestion, go find people who resonate with your message. Go find people who you feel connected to, right? Everything, you said is so true. When you the message she messaged my former best friend in Twin Soul about the way I had behaved one night in a reading. Oh, it was horrible. I was like distracted. I was getting annoyed by his jokes, and I was with Jai doing a reading. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was months back. Yeah, I wasn't in a good place, guys. I've told you all my own issues. And that's the thing I want you to remember, guys. When we get offended or hurt by somebody and then we lash out trying to hurt them back, do we ever stop to consider that person's probably going through things too? This person who is so hurt by me and wants to actually accuse me of being responsible for her trying to take her life. Well, first of all, no, I'm not directly or indirectly responsible. If that actually happened, I'm not. No one is. And some events happened to me recently. Some events happened to me a few months back. They didn't I didn't feel suicidal, but I felt kind of hopeless a little bit for a minute. I did feel kind of hopeless for a minute, and I almost relapsed hardcore into a situation that could have killed me very easily. Now, do I blame that person? No, I don't blame her. It's not her fault. It's my fault for allowing things to get to me that did, and for putting myself in a situation where I was vulnerable because I had opened my heart up to the person I consider my twin soul. I opened it up again, right? Just knowing that this time things were going to be, we were on the right track. So the circumstances, I created the circumstances of my life, and I almost hurt myself really bad. I almost hurt myself really bad when I was in pain. Still, it's not her fault. It's not his fault. It's nobody's fault. I'm not blaming. You've got to get out of a victim mentality, guys. That victim mentality of blaming other people for your mood, your bad mood, even if people have done you wrong, right? Because I feel that some people have really done me wrong, okay? People who love me, they've done me wrong. Even if someone's done you wrong, you still don't get to blame them for your bad mood, for your sadness, for your happiness, for your being suicidal. It all comes down to learning to take accountability for what you put out, because everything that happens to us is a reflection. It's a reflection, guys. So this person, right, who what she's done, I want to say thank you. She's done me such a service because she's really pointed out to me, number one, I see clearly the difference between love and obsession, right? Love and obsession. And, on the twin soul journey, of course, especially, I know a lot of you guys may relate to this. You can wonder or feel like, wow, am I obsessed with this person, right? Lust as well. Well, I've never had trouble distinguishing lust and love, right? I always understood the big difference between sex and love. I think that's a very elementary thing you learn at an early age, is to separate sex and love. Two very different things. Now, sex with someone you are in love with can be a beautiful and amazing thing, right? But they are two separate things. So what I was going to say, though, is it's so, when you can separate, okay, I lost my thought. Sorry. What were we talking about? Okay. When you can separate, it's about sex, love. What was the third piece of the puzzle, guys? I'm totally drawing a blank. Sex. We were talking about the differences between obsession. Thank you, Christina Maria. Obsession. So one of the messages that this person sent to my twin soul was like a warning that I was doing, that they took my twin soul group, and that in that group we do spells or witchcraft or magic to try and keep people, specifically my twin soul, to keep him bound to me. Like, who would want to have somebody bound to them anyway? But I'm trying to keep him bound to me, and be careful because I'm obsessed with him. So that struck a nerve in me, because I thought, it was, the good thing was he didn't believe it, and she didn't realize he was in the twin soul class with me for a while when he was woke and part of this thing. He was helping me lead the twin soul group, discussing what it had been like to be the runner and what that perspective was like. So she didn't realize when she sent her that latest stupid email that really, why are you getting involved in the lives of two gay men anyway? I don't know. Just goes to show you, right? But she didn't realize he knew all about the Twin Soul group. He had helped with the group. So that sort of squashed her effort in that part. But the point is, when these things happen to me, even when things that aren't true and that person's aware of it, when something's not true, as an empath, whether it's true or not, when somebody says something about you that's not so kind, sometimes it feels for me like knives going into your chest. It hurts, right? And so I took that and I thought, well, am I obsessed with this? Because I certainly at this point am demonstrating and displaying more love than I'm receiving, right? It's not balanced. I'm displaying a lot more love and nurturing. I'm trying to like wrap this person up in my arms and protect them from being hurt. It's my protective nature, right? So in my mind, I'm saying, okay, am I obsessed? And I looked at some of the things I had done, because what I was doing, which I have to own, which is not fair, is people that I had gotten close to, friends that I trusted, as the result of our relationship with the Twin Soul being unbalanced and getting mixed signals that didn't make sense to me, I was sharing things that I shouldn't have been sharing, like personal moments in our journey. And I wasn't doing it to be harmful, because I would never harm that person, but I was sharing things that I never should have shared, that normally I wouldn't share. With just a few people, but still, you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. So what happened is that person doing all this wacky stuff, it provoked the need for some things to be discussed. So it wasn't about that person or their stupidity or their involvement in things that they have no business being involved in. It was about more me realizing like, okay, this is where I went wrong. But like I said, it's good though if you're on like a twin journey, because you need to expect these type of things. These weird things are gonna happen, because you have to you didn't come into each other's lives to chill and be happy. Yes, eventually, if you're lucky, and you do what you're supposed to do, that's a possibility. But you came into each other's lives to heal the stuff that's really wounded, and so these weird things come in to pluck at the wounds, right? Those triggers come in to pluck at the wounds. And so for me, from my side, all I can deal with is my side. I don't know what the wound were on the other side, but we're not here to talk about anyone else, but our own, how things are affecting us. From my side, what I saw was that I was like, wait, am I obsessed? Because I look with addiction issues, hello. You have to address, well, am I addicted to this person in some way? And I'd say, yeah, there are certain aspects where that's somewhat true. But then again, in romantic love, there's always a little bit of that in the beginning, right? When you're falling in love and stuff, there's a little bit of sort of that chemical. It's like you get a little bit dreamy. For me, it wasn't so much that, and it was really easy to identify because my twin soul was and is and could be first and foremost my best friend. And I don't mean best friend because we're in love. No, we were best friends. Like, it's almost like that's the person I wanted to go to and say, wow, this person's really hurting me. They're running from me. But I couldn't, because that's the person doing it is my best friend. So it's a very strange dynamic. However, it was codependent too. And we'll touch on that in just a second, Shara. I really went deeply into this idea of, am I just obsessed? Is this an obsession? And it's been so great seeing this person who's so, right? And other people, and the universe has given me witness to relationships that aren't equally yoked. In my personal life, I've gotten to see a couple examples of someone who has just immediately transferred a lot of emotions into somebody and fallen madly in love with her. And she doesn't feel the same. She's made it, I don't know the personal details, but I know the things that I know. And it's like, if someone tells you like, no, I don't feel that even a little bit. So when you see somebody like they're madly in love and the other person's like, I don't actually feel that at all. It's love, but it's not love. You know what I mean? Then it's a great opportunity to apply it to yourself and go, wow, was I doing that? And so I was able to say, one, no, this twin soul situation, that was love that was completely reciprocal, right? Reciprocal, give and take love. However, if somebody's in another situation, if they're in a partnership, it can't be really romantic and you're single, those type of things come up. And then what you come down to next is, am I obsessed? And then you start seeing people who are in obsessive situations around you, and you can sort of go, okay, well, no, it's not obsession because it doesn't feel that way either. You don't feel this need to like urgently do anything. It's more sadness. It's real love is special, guys. It's not something that a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor can really help you rationalize or logically explain. It's not logic, it's love. And yeah, it's not obsession, but it sure is a special love when you love somebody so much that you would lay down your life for them, that you would change your entire life for them, that you would maybe not succeed, but you would try to move mountains to see to it that they are happy. Even and especially if it means happy away from you, right? Because ultimately, when I love somebody like that, and I haven't done it very often, it's happened once. I don't, although I want to be with them and in a partnership, more than that, I want them and me to be happy. And if that means not being together, if that means them staying where they are, finding something else, I not only want that for them, I want to help make that happen. I want them to be happy. I want them to be fulfilled. I think because of what you know, when you know somebody, you see the suffering they've already been through in life, and you just don't want them to go through that anymore. And you certainly don't want to be the cause of that, right? That's love. That's love. I've seen a lot of things that aren't love recently, and I know what love is. So, and the other person knows too that that's the beautiful thing about real love is there can be interference from here until Timbuktu from outside energies, but ultimately they know in their heart. When you love somebody that way, they know, and it is what it is. However, it's not good, guys, to be willing, and it's not the willingness, it's the energy you put into it. So if I'm willing to fight for something to make it better and the other person isn't willing, they're more willing, they want to walk away, even if it's because of fear and the triggers, which it is, the point isn't that they love you. The point is they're not willing to fight for this and you are. So guess what you've got to do? Stop being willing, right? Start being willing to love yourself, to protect yourself, to fight for yourself, for your happiness, right? And it's hard because when you love somebody, yeah, you do want to be around with them and you want to salvage whatever you can, friendship, whatever. But ultimately, I think and this is where the wisdom comes in. We were talking about this last night. In a soul connection, twin souls, soulmates, whatever, hey Tanya, there are lessons that are being learned. If you're the one who, like what I was going through, your lesson, my lesson, your lesson is coming right now. And it's about stopping over giving, stop overextending, respect and love yourself starting right now and don't go back. Their lesson, the other person, their lesson hasn't come yet. Their lesson's going to come later. Whether it be when they really recognize how they've mischaracterized you or how they were too hard or their unwillingness to change or go after what they want, whatever, there's going to be regret there. And when they feel that regret, they're going to get their own lessons about, these things. Now, does it mean you need to teach them a lesson by being cruel or not accepting apologies? No, of course not. I'm not in the business of teaching people lessons. That's not my job. If you want to try and sign up to be in the business of teaching people lessons, if you think that's your job, you go right ahead, Justicia de Dios. That's on you. I don't think that's a very wise thing to do. I don't think that that's going to bring good karma to anyone, especially the person who thinks they're delivering God's justice. That sounds very presumptuous to me, and it sounds very, very egomaniacal. In any event, it is your choice to decide if that's something you want to do. Now back to Shira. When it comes to, what was your question? You said, how do you know when you're each codependence? Wait, how do you know when you're reach codependency? I don't understand what you're saying. Self-sacrifice, unconditional love. How do you know when you're reach codependency? If you're just asking like, how do you know when something's codependent? I don't know. For me, I'll tell you, one of the things I recognized was when I was in good communication and we were making progress with my twin soul and growing during that period of time, my channel stopped growing and it lost subscribers. And it's not because I was like focusing, into our friendship more or something. But what it was, the universe gives you signs. And, Dawn pointed this out to me, Jai's husband, Dawn, and I got the message right away. If someone you're in a relationship with, friendship, whatever, even if it's destined, twin souls, if that relationship is not improving both of your lives and things aren't growing that way, then there's something wrong. You're not in alignment with yourself and each other. So I know that I have a tendency as a healer to want to heal. Virgos, healers, we want to take sick patients into our hospital wing and help them all heal. Well, that's not, you know, you can only be someone who's healing others to that extent when you're really healed yourself. Because for me, what happens right now is if I get sick people in to my energy field, they, instead of me healing them, they start to bring me down. I'm just not there yet, guys. So don't take it personal. It's not me not liking you, to the person who likes to send all the emails. It's not me not liking you. I have no dislike, or you're not any different than anyone else to me that I don't know or am indifferent to. I just can't have that type of energy in my life because I used to be like you. When I would get on drugs, you could ask my twin soul themselves. He'll tell you, I mean, he loved me anyway. He was my friend. This is where it comes down to friendship. This was my true friend. And I know he doesn't like me talking about all this stuff, but I don't care because here's the thing. I'm not harming him and I'm not exposing anything. What I'm doing is using these examples to try to help people. I feel called to do that. And he knows the things that I would never cross and talk about. There are lines I would never cross and talk about, and he knows that. Okay? So what I'm saying though is there was a time when we came into each other's lives. I would do exactly what she's doing, not to other people, but with him. I would send like these rambling messages about all the issues I was going through. And he understood what was going on, okay? And so when I see somebody who's like that, who does that, it triggers me in the sense that it makes me repel because I don't want to ever be like that again, right? And I know that drugs do that to me. I don't want to ever be someone who is, instead of helping myself and others, I don't want to ever be that out of control person who's just delusionally crowded mind. The most gifted minds, guys, can easily become, a jumbled mess, right? I saw some of the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness. Remember that phrase, that quote? It's true. But if you stay away from drugs, you've got a good chance at not letting that happen, right? So anyway, the point is, what is the point? The point is this. It all comes down to self-love. And it doesn't take away. So many people are afraid that if they let go of a person and they start truly just giving that to themselves or moving on and dating, that it somehow diminishes how special that connection was. No, I know how special the connection is. I still do believe it's twin souls, but I'm not going to call that person my twin soul. That person doesn't even care if we're friends at this point because of some real tough things that happened. But ultimately, I have always been willing to fight for something because of the love I felt. It wasn't, well, if this person lives up to this, then I'll still, want them in my life. If they live up to this, it was good, bad, ugly. There's a lot of all of those things, good, bad, and ugly in that person, but I love them. I love them and I want them in my life, and I'll work on this. If they're not giving that back to you, if there are things you can do that will cause them to shut down, that really, if they did to you, you would just be like, okay, well, I know your intention was, then that is not being equally yoked. That's not love for love. There may be love there, and they may be loving you as much as they're humanly capable of loving you at this point in time. But it is certainly not something you should be giving your energy to. You're betraying yourself by doing that. Does that make sense, guys? And I'm done. I've betrayed myself off and on for almost 40 years. I'm done with that. I'm done with that, And I think you guys should be too. You're so worthy of so much love. You're so beautiful. The darkness within you is just as beautiful as anything else. Do you know, I've been looking in the mirror in the mornings and doing an exercise. I wasn't going to share this because it's kind of embarrassing, but I don't care. What do I have to, I don't care. I say, I love you so much. You're worthy of love. You're beautiful. I have my own, I change it up, but I also say your darkness is beautiful. Your flaws are beautiful. Your anger is beautiful. Your sadness is beautiful. And I start to talk to myself in the mirror about the things that aren't so pretty about myself, like my temper, my tendency to talk with such authority that when I watch myself back, I feel kind of embarrassed. Like, God, I sound like such an asshole and so arrogant, and I'm not. I'm so insecure. But when I feel conviction and confidence about what I'm speaking about, I speak with that conviction. And so I'll say, "Oh, you dopey, arrogant sounding a-hole. I love you." So the reason I tell you guys these embarrassing things is because you should love yourself. If you don't do it, nobody else is going to. And like we don't have a lot of time here. I'm going to be 42 in September. I'm ready to get married and have kids, something I didn't think I ever wanted to do until I met the twin soul best friend person who, even if they're not any of those things, and they certainly have not behaved like a best friend recently. They and I would say I take responsibility, but like when I say they owe me an apology, it's because I've already apologized. I don't have a problem apologizing. Some people do, but it's okay because I'm so grateful. Say you saved my life. You helped me realize that I wanted to have a life still when it's halfway over and get married and have kids. Thank you so much. Like, how could I not be grateful for that, right? It's amazing, guys. Like, life is good. And is this world a crazy place with a lot of sickness and darkness? Yes. I love this world though. Just like we choose to see the good in ourselves and appreciate the bad, let's appreciate all of that in this world too. Everything is a reflect. The universe exists within you and outside of you. So, for example, I was watching a video about the transition of the planet, guys, and everything is reflected. So when I think of people smoking a cigarette, Jai and I were talking about cigarettes. They disgusting. And I smoked for a long time, but they now just disgust me. There's nothing to disgust me more than cigarette smoke and the smell of it. No offense to anyone who smokes. It's just my opinion. We're all, guess what? But see, the thing is, it's because of this. When I see the earth, when I think of urban sprawl, do you guys know what urban sprawl is? It's more and more trees being cut down for more and more construction spreading out from cities, cities spreading out to suburban areas. When I see urban sprawl, because see the trees and the jungle, the forests, that's how we get oxygen. So the trees, the jungle, and the forest, when I see them, they're a reflection of our lungs. That they're the Earth's lungs, right? So cutting down trees and urban sprawl to me is like seeing a person sucking on a cigarette when they've got one of those things in their throat. It's like you see what you're doing to yourself, but you're still sucking on that cigarette. That's what urban sprawl looks like to me. These, like all these logs cut down in bulldozers. It's an example of, oh my God, they're cutting down their own ability to breathe. So, and I puff on vapes. It's not judgment, but it's an observation. Like it's sad that we do these things to ourselves, that we're doing these things to our planet, right? And so that's sort of what it's about when it comes to like loving yourself is let go of the need of the weird way of not accepting the things about yourself that are dark, of following taking a weird route to get to what's true. Just start where you are because you can't outgrow the things about yourself that aren't so perfect if you don't at least recognize them and accept them, right? Jai and I were talking in depth about this yesterday, guys. It's about accepting where you fall short, observing that about yourself, loving that about yourself. I'm judgy. I can be judgy, mostly of myself. So don't think I'm judging you guys. I'm out here judging you guys. Virgos are very judgmental and critical, but it's mostly of themselves. That's why when somebody comes to me with a criticism, I'm like, I get a little defensive sometimes, but it's not because I don't agree with them. It's because I'm like, yeah, I already know that. I've been beating myself up for that for the past 10 years. Why are you pointing it out to me? It's that type of thing, right? So, oh my God, the dogs are barking like crazy. Anyway, mirror magic and water magic, speaking love to water. Yeah, guys, let me touch on that before we go. So speak love to your water. You know, your water does respond just like smart water. It's smart, right? Speak love to your water. I love you, water. You're beautiful. Thank you for refreshing and giving me the nutrition that I need, hydrating my body and making me feel the love. Speak love to your water. Speak love to everything. Speak love to everything, right? I love all of you guys, not just for who you are, but because you take the time to come in here and share your energy with me and send me love, right? That's the opposite of being an energy vampire. You're coming in here and giving love and receiving it. That's beautiful, right? There's nothing more beautiful than that equal give and take. And I love Bentley so much too, guys. I don't want to speak this too much, but Bentley is not, he's not feeling so well these days, guys. I hope he makes it to New York with me. I really hope he makes it to New York. I love that little guy so much. I really do. But I've learned how to let go, that's for sure. I've really learned how to let go. So you have to, right? You have to. You have to. That's what life is about. It's about holding on and letting go, knowing when to hold on and knowing when to let go, right? I love you guys. I'm going to get to it again. Thank you so much for the people who are waiting for a response to an email, some sort of correspondence or something to get done regarding a reading or a follow-up. Like I said, I'm behind and I am getting caught up, but it's taking me time. I'm being very easy with myself right now. Okay, I'm being very easy with myself because I need to. So thank you. And I suggest you be easy with yourself too. Even and especially the person who's so upset that they're sending all these messages. Like I said, it's all true, and I'm sorry that I hurt you. But I'm a human being. I'm not. Guys, don't put people on pedestals. I'm just a human being who's not perfect, and I don't owe you anything, though. I don't owe you anything, just like you don't owe me anything, and I'm not interested. I don't know how else to say that. I'm just not interested. Whether it's in a spiritual connection or anything else. No, not interested. Please move on, right? So, love you guys. Hello in Turkey. Hello, you turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Hello, you turkey. So anyway, you guys, ooh, I like the smell of my cologne. It smells good today. So nothing but love for you guys. Thank you. You guys have a great day. I'm sorry for going off a little bit, but sometimes you just need to release that stuff. And I felt like it's important for them to hear. That way they don't have to keep reading these messages from this person. Just consider it's all probably true, and I still don't care. And I'm still not holding myself responsible. I'm walking away from that karma. Leave it at that. And she's going to accuse you for being a bad person, for standing for a bad person like me because you're supposed to do whatever she wants you to do, because some people think the world owes them a favor. It doesn't. I've learned that it doesn't. The world does not owe us a favor. However, the universe wants to cooperate with us, and you manifest whether you want to or not. So let's try manifesting some amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. Like, guys, if you could have one true dream come true this year, what would it be? And please don't talk about a romantic love interest. A dream come true, something in your life that would make you feel like a kid again. You know what it would be for me? To get to move to New York, because there's so much. I've wanted to live in New York since I was 19 years. Well, actually since I was 14, but the first time I went was when I was 19, and I wanted to live there and there's just a life that I've always envisioned there. Now, that vision has gotten bigger. I want to have a beach house here. I want to have a home in Barcelona. There's other things I want to do, and I will. And yes, like I've said before, guys, does that sound greedy? I don't care. I want it all. I want it all. You can judge that if you want to. I've been judging myself for that a long time, but I want it all. I want it all. I don't care. Ooh, the Caribbean. Nice. I'd like to go to the Bahamas for fun. I'd like to go to the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas and have a nice week with like some of my best friends for my birthday. That would be the best thing. Like me and 10 friends of my choosing going to the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas for my birthday, which is in September. Let's do that. Let's manifest that. I like it. I like it. All right. Let's do it. You guys, I love you guys. Take the Wednesday wisdom for what it's worth. If you don't find it to be wise, throw it away. It's probably not that wise. You never know. I just take what's coming through. I have someone who's very special. Her name is Kira. She's in the chat here sometimes. She's very, very connected with her gifts and can do a lot of healing, especially for people on twin soul journeys. She can help you heal things from past lives and do stuff. She calls it on the inner spiritual stuff. For those of you who are interested that I've given readings to, if you're interested in connecting with her and getting help healing some things on the inner, let me know, and and with her permission, I will refer you to her. I don't think she's very expensive because with me, we do professional courtesy, so we don't get into the money stuff. But I don't think she's very expensive, and the work she can help you do is so worth it. Okay, their dreams, Jason. No one should put down your dreams, and I don't care if they do anymore. I used to be so concerned with what people think, and I'm just not anymore. And that's what I was saying, like with the twin soul. I know it like they the person this person doesn't want me talking about certain things, but they have to you have to know, like, if you trust somebody to not cross certain lines. And by now, there are certain things I would never share with another human being on this planet. When you're best friends with somebody, that's things about your best friend that you would never share with another person, right? But because of what I do, there is a need to expose things a little bit in my life and then wherever it's connected. So and Jai said this about her husband, Don, when she met him. One of the things that it was so disorienting to her was how open he was, right? And a lot of people are both drawn in and repelled by certain things about you. And it's that about me. I'm pretty open and direct, and that can be drawing into people, but also scary if you're not living a life that's transparent, right? But it sure is a good feeling to get there. Because nobody can hold anything against you if it's your truth and you've embraced it, right? Whatever. Who cares? I love you guys. Have a great day. Be good to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Stop making your life about other people or being a victim or anyone else's hero or savior. Just be here in the moment for yourself. Love yourself. Tune out the rest of the world for now and just love yourself and give yourself the love, the appreciation, the heroic things, everything you want and need. Give it to yourself. You're not anyone's victim and you're not anyone's savior. You're just you. Your life and what you're doing today, just for today, it's nobody else's responsibility or fault, right? Give it to yourself. Love you guys.